From Wall Street to Main Street, this is Lalate.
It's a big evening of evenings, LA, with incredible great news about our stimulus check update of 2021. In tonight's recording, we go over those Senate changes that they're adding to that recon, and they're vowing to add MSCs in there. Then we go over the recon so far that has $15,000 of checks in there before they add in also the MSCs they represent. We'll be turning to third stimulus that's paying $45,000 and getting your bills paid this week. You want your bills paid? Get ready. It's covered in this video. Then we turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that student loan debt. And then if this stimulus heating up across the board, we go into frame wars, because guess what? Your frames are a battleground for a war. The exciting details of this stimulus heating up in January, and that this stimulus is your COLA lift, but you need another lift thereafter. That is what this stimulus would take care of. And then we go into the exciting details of frame wars. Those details and more as we go into a big, bold, beautiful evening. I'm excited you're here. I feel great. You look great. I don't know about that hairstyle. You may have to change up that hairstyle a little bit. But, otherwise we look beautiful. And it's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful evening. As third stimulus is paying big sums of money, fourth stimulus is going to pay big sums of money. We have all these details and more as we go into a big, bold evening of Evenings LA, starting right now. Hey, good evening. I hope you're doing well. Well, here we go. The Senate is adding changes to that incredible recon, and those programs would bring you about $15,000 across the board. But a third stimulus is still paying out money, so you need your bills paid. I have the latest details tonight, direct from Santa Monica, California. Student loan debt forgiveness, $10,000 across the board, the latest on that. And then that COLA raise of this stimulus coming up in January. Those details as we go into a big, bold, beautiful evening, direct from Santa Monica, California. And then, of course, frame wars. Those details and more as Americans don't see eye to eye, but will the senators see eye to eye in the fourth stimulus battleground? Those details and more as we go into a big evening, and this is Evenings LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Here we go. We got a lot going on tonight's recording. We're going to go over the incredible recon that passed the House of Representatives off to the Senate that pays you on average about $15,000. We're going to go over each of those checks, how you get those checks. Then we'll be turning to third stimulus and the big money that's paying your bills right now. And then we cut to fifth stimulus as well. Here we go. House of Representatives passing a wonderful legislation last week. Now in the Senate, they'll pay you about $15,000 across three classes of checks. That's before they add the MSC in there as they so represent. That's a lot of money. And what are these clusters of checks? Get that pen and paper ready, because you want this money. It's yours. It's for stimulus. And here we go. They got in their hazard pay. They got in their hazard pay, which is that big money for those essential workers. And then $4,000 of elder care. Then they got in there the money for the CTC, one more year of it, the Pell Grant, $550 checks, the home repairs if you live in a low-income community. And then they got in there the money for the $12,500 for the purchase price of your first electric car. There you go. Let's go to the first add-on, and it's free money to buy a home. To buy a home for free? No. Free money to buy a home. Oh, from Maxine Waters, the wonderful legislator from Los Angeles. She wanted this number. She got a little bit less. It's huge, and it's so exciting. And how do you get it? It's coming up in this video. Stay with me. Let's go to the second cluster of checks. We got on home repairs, and we got on their paid leave. Wow. So paid leave and family care. Then they got household tax credit. They got in pre-kindergarten. They got in their home repairs. This time, these home repairs are for weatherizing your home. You need to weatherize your home because it's the holidays, and there's always that in-law that comes and talks for 8 hours nonstop. And you're just like, Kevin McCarthy, stop talking. I know you're my in-law, but can you just stop talking? We're having dinner. Let's go to the second add-on of checks, and it comes from the wonderful Bob Casey, and that's $250 billion for home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Wow. He wanted that number be got a little bit less, but it's still good. It's $250 billion. Let's go to the third classes of checks, and this is where it becomes deliciousness. Seniors and also people on people for free internet. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Deliciousness. They got in there free school meals for all. They got tax breaks. They got cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform. They got farmers. They got closing. They got the free internet. They got the workers like independent contractors, and they got the Medicare expansion, which starts with 2 provisions from those House members, and the senators are adding 3 on top of that. Wow, that truly embodies what's going on with the Senate. Senate is adding a lot of stuff to this recon, and how much stuff are they adding to this recon? I mean, look at this. This is how much stuff they're adding to the recon. The senators now have a 2-item provision in there, which is hearing and the Medicaid gap states, but they're vowing to add in their dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, and that tees us up for MSC, which stands for multiple IRS stimulus check. The great news is that 3 viewers from 3 different senators got reconfirmation again last week that the MSC is still coming in from the senators on the Senate side. You need to advocate. Casey Coons, Sanders Schumer, Warren Wyden, still saying that they're putting in that stimulus check, multiple ones on the Senate side. And where was the calculation on that? The last time that they gave us a calculation, they said $2,000 of the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months. Eligibility being the same as a third stimulus check. What was the eligibility for a third stimulus check? Single individual, $75,000 or less, got it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, got it. Double it. Family of 4, quadruple it. And if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security benefits, they got it as well. It's not a waivable check. Is that the check? Is that the waivable check? I've not seen the waivable check forever. Maybe he's visiting for the holidays. Hey, check, how are you? Didn't wave back. Rude check. I hope you choke on your Thanksgiving dinner. No, it's not a waivable check. That's why I didn't wave back. And it also is sort of stuff for Thanksgiving. So there you go. Waivable checks back. My voice is coming back. We're all beautiful, aren't we? But what's important to understand is that fourth stimulus is not paying out money this week. Third stimulus is. So get that pen and paper ready, because the second half of this video, I'm going to show you how to get big money under third stimulus right today. Thousands of dollars. I have a lot of viewers who had big success stories in the last few days. That money is available for you right now. You want some cash? I think you do. I think you want some cash right now. I mean, not in the middle of the recording, but around the time of this recording. I'm going to show you how to get this big sums of money. Comes up in the second half of this video. We'll go over the Senate changes the senators are adding to this recon. We'll go over the programs that are so far in this recon that pay you $15,000. We'll go over student loan debt forgiveness. That could be upwards of $10,000. Fifth stimulus that is coming up thereafter, and frame wars. Those details and more as a big, bold, beautiful evening is upon us. I'm excited you're here. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Late Daily for the excitement of the new LA Late live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA Late at 9 a.m. Home LA Late returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA Late at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA.
And the excitement continues right now as we just the second half of this video. As that recon has passed and off to the House we go. No, we go to the Senate. And the senators are going to add big sums of checks across the board on top of the $15,000 that are currently in this recon. I have the latest details in this recording. Moreover, we're going to turn to the $45,000 of checks you can get right now to pay your bills. This is huge. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest of $10,000 offers across the board. Will the Democrats take it? This stimulus heating up next year, but how much will it be and how does it work? I have the latest details in this big recording. Then we turn to frame wars because the reunion's upon us. We're just about at the reunion episode where the war of words and the war of the frames is heating up. It's a big, bold evening, and we got some cows coming up as well. And this is Evenings LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube, record at 140 million views. I want you part of this family. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is Evenings Countdown, then Stream Stimulus. So subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. And here we go with the second half of this video. The day started with the announcement that Jay Powell has been renominated by the President of the United States as your Fed chair. So there you go. That gave some stability to the markets. Markets liked it. But how about your fourth stimulus? Well, we're off to the Senate as the senators vow to add changes to that recon. And that is after the passage on the Senate side, on the House side last week. So the recon so far has about $15,000 in credible checks in this provisions. But what are they? Let's start with the very first one, which is paid leave. It's a lot of money. And how much is it? $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? not 15 weeks. 4 weeks per year. Wow. That's $6,000. Yes, lots of money. What is the eligibility? Single, individual, married couple, everyone, all income levels, all types of workers, W-2 or 1099s. For example, if you do not work, but your household family member does, and they take you to the doctor once a week, and they have to take off from work, they will get the check for having to take you to the doctor. It's huge. They got in there the SALT cap, which is currently at $10,000 under the Trump tax code of 2017. Now it'll be $73,000, $72,500 to be exact. What is this? The amount you'll be able to deduct on the federal tax return of what you pay in state and local taxes. Wow, that's incredible. They got job training in there, $40 billion of it. Huge for my seniors because on the fifth stimulus, they're going to propose to allow you to get back to work if you wish and still stay on benefits. One of the big provisions of this recon is the Medicaid gap fix, which is going to solve those 12 Republican holdout states that were not providing health insurance. Now they'll be providing the private insurance subsidized to low-income households in those 12 workaround states to currently uninsured household people. It's incredible. Then they got $150 billion of housing in there, which is rent, utilities, food, internet, and more. And then the new add-ons, which are the weatherize your home, first-time home purchases, and also the home repairs. Now, those first provisions sound familiar, don't they? They are. They are third stimulus. They're repeated under fourth stimulus. And those third stimulus provisions pay you a lot of money. So get that pen and paper ready because I'm going to show you how to get these big sums of money right now. These big sums of money are available, and boy, are they ever. Let's start with understanding eligibility. You qualify. You qualify. End of sentence, end of paragraph, end of story. You qualify. Single, married, children, not children, adult, young, red state, blue state, behind on bills, not behind on your bills. Hear the success stories in the last few days. Jay Grant says, my family and I have been struggling financially. I've been seeking help, but we got $4,800 of rent because of you. To help pay a portion of our light to the end of the year, we could not have done this without your support, Lalate. So thank you so much, and I speak for the American people. We love you, Lalate. Purple Power, very, very kind. Scarcia got SNAP, which is wonderful. Melissa Justice got a lot of money. She got almost $9,000. She got $4,400 of past due rent, $3,300 of future rent. $1,500 of electric and then some electric credit. Wow. And then Lorica got money as well. So let's go over the big money you're going to get right now. I'm going to go over rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance, and more. And we're going to start with the rent, which has gone up astronomically in a short period of time. And that rent starts with the numbers from about 3 months ago. Let's look at those numbers 3 months ago. They were about, at that time, $20,000 to $30,000. Where are they right today? They're at 40,000. How come they've gone up so much? They've gone up a lot because people have become more diligent in getting this money after watching the recordings. And where the money's you getting from, where are you getting the monies from? Here you go. Get those pen and paper ready out there. Let's write them down. You can reach out to 6 places. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. Keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Rent or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. And there you go. Now, let's go over the yeses and the nos, the do's and the don'ts. The do's you must do, and the don'ts you absolutely don't do. So here we go. You must reach out to all 6 places. You must. You must get applications on file at many places you can. You must try to get rent consecutive times or concurrent times. For example, if you got rent from organization number 1 earlier this year, go back and get another round from organization 1. If you got rent from organization 1 yesterday, go get some other rent from organization 2 today. Yes, that's how you do it. Now, this is how you don't do it. You reach out to one place, get a no, and you stop. That's not how we do it on this channel. That's not how we do it. I constantly have a person who reaches out to one place and just says, I stop. Okay, well, you're not going to get anything because that's not how we do it. We get 6 places at least to start, and then we have 5 nonprofit backups. Or someone who applies in one place and says, I haven't heard back in 3 months. That's not how we do it. Or someone says, I got rent earlier this year. Why would I get rent again? Because you can get multiple sums of rent. Let's do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Now, utilities, wow. Utilities are going up, and utilities are huge. Utilities were these numbers before, but now they're $15,000. Wow. And they're going to go up even higher because the consumer price index number came in at 59.1% increase of heating oil year to date. So get that money for utilities. Then we turn to SNAP. SNAP is money for food. Why would you not get it? If you qualify for a third stimulus, you qualify for SNAP. Why would you not get it? It's gone up a lot. It's going up now to $25,000 for Mark's brother-in-law. That is huge. You want to get these sums of money. Then you want to get multiple sums of money. Those multiple sums of money are very, very important. Here is Nisi. She got 3 items. Mark, who got 2. Nancy, who got 3. And I said to Mark, I said, why did you stop at 2 items and go get the third? And Mark did. And that brought Mark from $32,000 to upwards of $50,000 of money when he got that third item. Now Mark has gotten over $100,000 across the board. Then you want to continue to push. Lorraine, she was at 105. Now she's at $120,000, which tees me up for my big message, which comes from Johnny. Johnny embodies so much of this channel for so many different reasons. 1, Johnny pushed and didn't stop in one place. Number 2, Johnny understood how this channel is different. All right, first, Johnny applied starting on a Monday, like 2 other viewers. And by the middle of the week, all 3 of them had $45,000 from 3 programs. Pretty good. $45,000 for 3 programs in 3 days. Good, good, good. What did Johnny do? He kept on pushing. By the weekend, he got 7 items approved. 7 items. And how much money? $80,000. $80,000 in 5 days on this channel. Now, the reason why I feature Johnny is not for the $80,000. It's for how many programs he applied and got approved from. He probably applied at about 15 to get approved by 7, because 7 is a lot. And you're not going to just get 100% approval rating. So that shows you in 5 days, he picked up the phone and called 15 places. Compare that to that other viewer earlier in this video where I said they applied in one place and called it a day and said, I'm done. Johnny obviously had some no's. He had 50% no's in this example. So he had some no's, but he also had some yeses. And that's why I came to 80,000. Second part of the story I really like is what happened to Johnny the following Monday. He told his family members, hey, what happened? I got $80,000 from this kid on YouTube, LLA. Oh, really? From what? Third stimulus. Third stimulus, Johnny? There's no money in third stimulus except a $1,400 stimulus check. I watch cable news. I read print media. I read the local news. There's no other money. There's no fourth stimulus check. There's no nothing. There's no nothing. There's no nothing. He said, yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. He's the only guy who covers this stuff. And they went from disbelievers to believers in 1 week. They ended the week at $50,000 a pop. What Johnny embodies in that second part of the story is what's going on here. Is that broadcast media, print media, other YouTube channels, local news have never covered what's in the first, second, or third stimulus, or what's proposed on the fourth stimulus. They may give you a broad overview. Oh, there's 3 items in there. Okay. And news at 11. See you. Bye. And that's all they'll basically tell you. They won't tell you if you qualify or how you get it or where it is or how it is or what it works. They don't cover it. Did anyone ever tell Americans what was in the HEROES Act from 2020? No. Did anyone ever tell Americans what was in the HEALS Act from the Republicans in 2020? No. And so that's been the difference here. And the difference is that there's big sums of money under third stimulus. Get your bills paid today. Be like those other viewers. And let's cut back into fourth stimulus, because fourth stimulus has that big money for housing in addition to the third stimulus repeats. And those fourth stimulus add-ons that are new are the home repairs, low-income household, low-income community. The weatherize your home, not necessarily has to be low income. This is like fire retardant and tornado resistant. And then the first time home purchases of this is likely given to you during the purchase of the escrow of the home. They got $150 billion of in-home health care in there for people with disabilities and seniors. Then they got in there the money for $550 checks for the Pell Grant recipients. They got $12,500 of credits for buying an electric vehicle. This is huge, but it also makes no sense. It makes no sense. Why? I think it's a trade violation. I don't think it's going to survive. I think it's a trade war violation. What's an issue is it has to be U.S. auto manufactured in a U.S. plant, U.S. labor, and also on U.S. soil. Well, there are 2 cars you would compare: the Ford Mach-E electric and the Cadillac Lyriq electric, both made by U.S. auto manufacturers, both made in U.S. plants, both made by U.S. labor, unionized workers. The only difference, the Ford is in a plant located in Mexico with U.S. workers, and the Cadillac is in a Tennessee plant with U.S. workers. The Tennessee plant qualifies and the Mexico doesn't. You can't do that under the fair trade agreements between U.S., Mexico, and Canada. I think it's a violation of the law, so I think they got to modify it. They got child nutrition in there, which is $65 a month per child when they're not in school. Then one of the incredible provisions of this recon is that money for cheaper medication. That cheaper medication starts with the $35 a dose for insulin, currently $1,000, down to $35. How do they do this? Medicare will have cheaper negotiated prices with Big Pharma day one, 20 medications, the most expensive, which are cancer, arthritis, and diabetes. And that cheaper medication prices will expand Medicare Part B and Part D. Then it will increase to 30 medications by the year 2028. They can't increase the medications more than the rate of inflation per year. And if they do, there's a penalty. But guess what? If there's a penalty, then there's Pat Toomey behind you. Pat Toomey says you can't do penalties in a recon. He is a Republican senator, and I think he's right. He's telling the Senate parliamentarian to take it out. And the Senate parliamentarian is looking at other provisions to take out this coming week. Those are likely immigration reform. She previously ruled cannot be in recon. I think it's coming out. And paid leave, I think it has to come out as well. But it's hard to tell. Those are about among the battlegrounds. Now, what are the senators doing? Senators have a lot of stuff to add to this recon. And the senators start with all the same senators who talk about that MSC. Sanders, Schumer, Warren, Wyden, they all talk about get ready for the Senate because we have a lot of stuff coming in there. Brady says the best bill since the 1960s, but there's major gaps missing. And those gaps, of course, obviously include an MSC. And then Ron Wyden says we have major changes coming. We have Coons, we have Murphy, we have Wyden, we have Schumer, and we have other people like Staple now. All right, so get that pen and paper ready. Time to go over some incredible checks in this recon. And we're going to start first with the pre-kindergarten. Wow, this is front-end check. It's a lot. 1 year for 3 to 4 year olds. They got the child care credit in there. They got the enhanced earned income tax credit. That's a front-end check. They got the earned income tax credit, which is back-end check. They got the home health care, which is for people on diabetes, which are for my seniors and people on disabilities. Got it in there. Medicare benefits, which is a check. And then they got in there the housing, which we covered, the Pell Grant, which we covered, and also the $65 a month, which we covered. So what would Bernie add to this recon that's not in there from where it is right now? In addition to that MSC he represents, he wants to add in their dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. So let's go over the details of that starting right now. Well, when you look at the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, it's currently 65. Bernie wants to drop it to 55. Bob Casey wants to do 60. I think that's more possible. Then when we talk about dental, Bernie wants to get 10 years of full benefits. I don't see that happening. He also thought about 3 years of full benefits. I think that's possible. The last offer was a check, and I don't think the check works because it was $850 check. That's not sufficient. It doesn't pay for most procedures. Let's turn to vision. Bernie wants an eye exam and a pair of frames per year. Okay. Well, that is fine. $50 for the exam, $100 for the frames. Pretty simple, don't you think? No, some people don't think that way. People think it is time for a battle. And what is that battle? That battle is the war. It's a war of words. No, it's a war of frames. It's frame wars. They think there's a big battleground ensuing as for stimulus frames. Someone's going to frame someone. And in the latest installment, one viewer said, this is just ridiculous. These people are acting silly. They're just acting silly. No one's going to pay you $400 a frame. Who is this person, said one viewer. Another person said, that's ridiculous. 3 frames in 1 year. Here is vision, distance, and sunglasses. She said, Medicare's not going to pay for that. So that is good. There's a lot being left for that reunion episode. That reunion episode has people just saying, you know what, this makes no sense. So one person wants a specific type of vision where the glass turns purple. That's sort of nice. I appreciate your patronage. But Congress doesn't see eye to eye on purple power like that. And then we have people saying, I need sunglasses every year. Do reoccurring sunglasses, 1 per month, Bernie. Do it. No, he's not going to do our RCFs or RCS, reoccurring colored sunglasses. You're not going to do that. He's doing MSCs, not RCFs or RCSs. So there you go. But what is the reaction to frame wars? Well, let's take a look and see ourselves as frame wars heat up. And here we go. And that, my friends, is frame wars. They just don't see eye to eye, and no one sees eye to eye with that strange dance he's doing. What's that dance with the fingers? I don't know. Frame wars. We'll see if he performs at the reunion episode. Meantime, student loan debt forgiveness, more debt should be forgiven. And Art Sullivan was in the live today. He said, "Let's do 50,000." Absolutely. But the president's not doing 50. So they should take what the offer is on the table so far now and come back and ask for more next year. Student loan debt forgiveness, the offer is $10,000 on the table. Democrats should take it. It would be $10,000 for everyone. President's already forgiven student loan debts for people who became disabled after graduation. He forgave student loan debts for people who went to work in the nonprofit sector and people who went to work in the public sector. The latest offer, $10,000, is good. It's not an end result, but at least for now, take it. COLA. Your benefits are going up next year, 5.9%. Congratulations, but it's not enough. People need more lifts than that, and those lifts come with this stimulus. First, they want to raise your benefits up a lifetime, and then they want to apply a new benchmark. And that new benchmark is inflation. And that inflation would be 2 to 3% next year, and every year thereafter, approximately. So that would give you 1, 2, 3 lifts across the board. This is huge. This is for stimulus. They would remove the asset cap, and remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. File if you haven't become a member. What are you doing? The link is under the video. Become a member today to get that incredible newsletter. It comes out Monday through Friday across the board. Get that incredible newsletter. It features all the big money under first, second, and third stimulus so you can get the money. It features the six places to reach out to, the keywords to say, the 5 nonprofits, the statement from Treasury, which details all the big money across the board for you to get. It also shows you how to get this money and apply the right process to get it across the board. And with that, we turn to a big evening across the board and my commentary of what's next with this incredible recon and what's current with the current recon. So here we go. Third stimulus law, fourth stimulus not law. And I'm so excited for how viewers have been really laser focused in on this situation, because fourth stimulus is not law and third stimulus is law. You qualify for third stimulus. You have that third stimulus upon you and you can get that money, and viewers have got to the money. I'm so excited for the viewers. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars available today. Who cares what it's called so long as you get it and get it fast? And that's what's at issue. Third stimulus is there and it pays fast. It's a lot of money, lots of it. You can't pass it up. You absolutely can't pass it up. You qualify for these items, and when you're looking at your bills in a given day, these not only pay the current bills, they pay the future bills. So you won't have that financial burden next month, the month after, thereafter. Get those bills paid. Don't be watching for stimulus. Don't be posting questions like, what day does the Senate return? What day does the Senate vote? What day does the Senate finish? What day? Don't do that. Don't do that. There was a reason I brought calendar calling on this channel. Calendar calling was bad for people. And if you were a calendar calling, it was bad for yourself. What does calendar calling do? She just looks to the future but doesn't deal with the present. And dealing with the present is a very important situation. Dealing with the present is getting your bills paid currently. And getting your bills paid currently is a big issue. Here's calendar calling. There she is. She's looking and figuring out what day, when is the Senate doing this and when is the Senate doing that. You know how ill-advised that is. It's really ill-advised. Why? Senators have a lot of work to do. They're not just taking the bill from the House and saying, yeah, done. We're voting today, done. They have a lot of stuff they have to add in there. They have to push on away for the MSC. They have a lot of other checks that we just featured as 3 of them for Bernie alone. Every other senator has 3 or 4 checks they want to add as well. So there could be 20 plus checks going into this recon. They have stuff to add in there. But you also have bills to pay today. And those bills are payable under third stimulus. When you get those bills paid, it's not just today's bills. It's also bills coming next month and the month thereafter. And when you have those bills paid, it's incredible. It creates incredible financial freedom, because when you don't have to pay those bills for several months, cash stays in your wallet. And the more the cash that stays in your wallet, the more money in your wallet. And the more money in your wallet, the better it is for you to pay your bills going forward. Don't ever think that there is not a stimulus for a particular bill you have, because there's always a stimulus for a bill you do have. So, for example, there may not be a stimulus program to pay for repair of your cars, but there is a stimulus to pay for other things in the household that you can get paid, and then with that freed up cash, you can allocate it for the car. That's how we do it across the board. What's important to understand as you go into a big evening across the tonight is that you need to allocate your time. Give yourself some time and effort to pick up the phone and call those legislators. Advocate for that. IRS, MSC, Casey Coons, Sanders, Schumer, Warren, Wyden, but also give yourself some time to pick up the phone and get some money for third stimulus. Get as much as you can, because the money is there. For anyone that jumps in any of the chats and says, there's just no money going out to anyone anytime soon, the answer is, that's untrue. Not my viewers. My viewers have gotten thousands of dollars since last week. How about you? Every viewer of this channel should be picking up the phone and getting these sums of money and getting thousands of dollars. It's very, very important to listen to the recordings, and becoming a member is critical. But if you're not a member, at least listen to the recordings. Every time I hear it, I just sort of shake my head when someone says, I did this and I don't understand why it didn't work. Because you didn't do what I said. I said reach out to 6 places. There's always someone that says, I reached out to the county, and the county says I have no money, so I don't know what to do. Help. Excuse me? Wait, why did you just reach out to the county? You made 1 phone call and you called it quits? Who told you to make 1 phone call? Who told you to just call the county? Who told you that? I didn't make that recording. I made the recording about calling 6 places. And trust me, I've seen this since day one. I've seen this since last year. I see it this year. And people still do this. Now, You know, Los Angeles is a big city. You know, Los Angeles is a big city. Our county is also called Los Angeles. It's a big city. It's a big county. But across the nation, there are cities that are very small and there are counties that are very small. And for some reason, sometimes people that are in very, very small counties and very small cities think that there should be hundreds of billions of dollars for rent there. It's small. That's why there may not be money there. The reason I show you 6 places is because everyone has different cities, counties, and states on size magnitude. For example, in the fall of 2020, I had a lot of people in like Louisiana, Alabama. They're in small towns, small towns. No money, no money. It's a small town. The federal government, the money, by the time it gets to the state, it's not going to give. If the town has 500 residents, they're not going to send $5 million of rent. No. So, county is the county small. Many viewers have small counties as well. That's why the money's not at the county level either. Housing authority, no. State housing authority, state hall, and that is the difference. In 2020, a lot of you were saying, "There's no money in my city or county in Louisiana." I said on camera, I said, "Did you go to the state housing authority in Louisiana?" No, why? Because I mentioned the recording every single day. And the reason why I mentioned it, because I knew that was the problem. I knew there was a lot of small cities and counties in that state. You need to go to the state housing authority. And that's where viewers were getting $800 a month to pay for a single individual rent, or $1,000 a month. I mean, it's big ticket items, big ticket items. That's where the money is. What's going on here? If the cities and counties are small, then the state is not going to send out big wads of cash to the city and county. They're going to keep it at the state level. So the reason why I mentioned the 6 places to you is you must reach out to the 6 places. And so for everyone that jumps into a live chat and says, "I contacted my city, they couldn't find any because the city's too small," or "I reached out to my county, the county's too small," it's at the state level. That's what's going on. That's why you must reach out to all 6. You can get this money, though. Anyone who makes one phone call and calls it a day doesn't really want the money. They don't really want the money. If you want things, you get it. I've had a lot of viewers who have gotten sums of money routinely every few days, every few weeks, because they really want it. If you want the money, you can get it. So allocate your time, pre-allocate your time in a given week. Call Casey Coons, Sanders, Schumer, and then call the city, county, state to get this money for rent, utilities, and food and internet. Meantime, did you see those cows? Did you see those cows on the beach? I mean, that was weird what was going on. Some YouTuber thought it'd be cute to bring cows to Santa Monica Beach to promote his channel and the return of a loin coin. Who does he think he is? Who puts cows on a beach to promote a cow currency? It's just peculiar. I know they think a little crazy out in Los Angeles, but who would do that, let alone as a media gimmick? I know his show Holidays LA is coming back at noontime in the turn slot that is currently supplied by noontime. But who puts a cow on a beach to promote his programming that starts with Afternoons LA at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and then Evenings LA at 5 o'clock? Who would do that? It just sounds very peculiar. If you didn't see the video, let's take a look. And there you go. Who brought the cows to the beach? I don't know, but we will find out. The return of Sirloin coming back to this channel soon. Holidays LA coming to 11 o'clock on this channel. A lot of excitement, a lot of details, and of course, Thanksgiving programming coming to this channel. You've been asking it. It's returning as well. Meantime, make yourself a promise. Make sure you make those phone calls for third stimulus. Get your bills paid. If I could dedicate myself to come on camera with half a voice, and I'm feeling great, thank you for your kind messages, you can make the effort to pick up the phone and get third stimulus money in your pocket. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful day, and stay with Lalate.